Welcome to the Greenhorn Travelers channel.
Stratford-upon-Avon, where Shakespeare began. There is a particular kind of pilgrimage that has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with the human need to stand where greatness once stood. Stratford-upon-Avon draws millions of visitors every year for exactly this reason, not to see monuments erected in honor of William Shakespeare, but to see the actual places where he lived, where he learned, and where the imagination that would reshape the English language first began to take shape. The Birthplace on Henley Street is where the journey begins. It is a timber-frame two-door house, modest by any standard, sitting in the middle of what is now a busy market town street. Step inside and the town falls away. The rooms are small and low-ceilinged, the floors uneven with age, the windows letting in a soft, diffused light that feels appropriate for a place of this weight. John Shakespeare, William's father, ran a glove-making business from this house, and the family lived above and behind the workshop. It is a merchant's home, comfortable, practical, rooted in trade, and there is something important in that. The greatest writer in the English language did not come from privilege. He came from here. The bedroom where Shakespeare is believed to have been born is a quiet room, simply furnished, its walls covered in signatures left by visitors over the centuries, writers, actors, politicians, travelers. Charles Dickens signed his name here. Walter Scott. People who understood, in their own ways, what this room represented. Standing among those marks, you feel less like a tourist and more like a late arrival at a very long conversation. A short walk through the town brings you to the Guild Chapel and the King's New School, the grammar school where Shakespeare received his education. He would have walked this same route as a boy, arrived at this same building, climbed these same stairs. The schoolroom has been restored to its Elizabethan appearance, long wooden benches, a master's desk at the front, Latin grammar on the walls. Boys here were drilled in rhetoric, oratory, classical literature, and the structures of argument. You look at those benches and you understand where it came from, the rhetorical precision, the classical allusions, the understanding of how language builds a case and carries an audience. It was learned here, in this room, by a boy who would eventually render all of it in verse that 400 years of readers have been unable to improve upon. The school sits above the Guild Hall, itself a space of particular significance. Traveling theatre companies performed here, and the young Shakespeare almost certainly watched them. The stage, the players, the transformation of words into living action, he first encountered all of it in this building. The distance between that boy watching a performance and the man who would write Hamlet is shorter than it might seem when you stand in the room where the fascination began. What strikes you, moving through these spaces, is how ordinary the settings are and how extraordinary the story that emerged from them. There is no grandeur here, no sweeping architecture designed to signal importance. There is a family home, a schoolroom, a market town going about its business. Greatness, these places seem to suggest, does not require exceptional circumstances. It requires curiosity, rigor, and the particular alchemy that occasionally, very occasionally, produces a mind that sees the world differently from everyone else. Shakespeare saw it differently from everyone else. And it began here, on Henley Street, in a low-ceilinged room, in a town beside a slow-moving river, in the ordinary extraordinary middle of an English childhood. Stratford-upon-Avon does not mythologize its most famous son. It simply shows you where he came from, and trusts you to feel the rest.